Howdy folks, today's soap is going to be brought to us by Stirling. This flavor here is black pepper lime. And this particular should show this is a 3-ounce version, at least approximately in this particular container as opposed to almost 6 ounces in the other containers that they offer. So it's a smaller tub. That's what it looks like there on the inside. And this one here, if you're looking for it, you might have to go to buy, sell, trade because I don't think it's been offered at the moment. But definitely a very nice scent for my nose. The black pepper and the lime, the contrast there works rather well, at least per my nose. And decided one that be pretty safe to use with it is So Smooth. This one here is lime soda. Lime working together there. It's going to be an interesting shave, that's for sure. I got it whipped up here in a small wooden bowl here, and it's lather is wet. It may not be quite drippy. It's fairly close though. And this particular brush right here, picked this one up from London Razors. There we go. It'll drip eventually. Picked it up. I got a link down below if you want to check it out. It's on Etsy. It costs a whole $5. And it's got a black tuxedo knot, if I'm not mistaken. Some of these knots, go by different names. They kind of sort of look the same. But boy, this scent sure is nice. At least per my nose. Excuse me. Definitely got a frog in my throat this morning. Razor of the day. This one here came from Frank Strike Gold Shave. This is a Gold Dollar 300. There we go. We might be able to catch what the scales look like. In other words, there's some blue, some dark blue, there's some purple in there, and I think that pretty much covers all the colors. Some of the dark blue may even look black, just depending on what kind of light you're looking at. That's what the scales look like right there. It's got a pin right there. Pretty nice looking shaver there. I'm going to put a hot towel to the face this morning, so we'll go ahead and wet the face, get started with the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Ice Cube, what's left of it. It to me is kind of surprising how long a 8-ounce pre-shave cube will last. I have not done a straight razor shave in a moment. It's been a little while. And then even after the last one, it was a while before that. So there might be some moments of, how can you say, silence, as I will try to focus on what I'm supposed to be doing in the way of shaving, keeping the proper angle, pressure. Shaving with a straight razor is going to be a little different than shaving with, say, like a Parker Shavette. Parker Shavette taking half of a DE blade, and this particular blade on the straight razor, I think it's like 2 3/4 inches in length. Some of these razors come in different lengths depending on how and who makes them. In other words, if you get a custom, you might get a custom one with a blade that's closer to 3 inches. And for me, those are the ones I struggle with because they're so long and there's only got so much room there to be working with. I guess you might say that space to be shaved with 3 inches covers an awful lot. So you have to, with the straight razor, especially if you're used to a smaller blade period, you're going to have to get used to only using part of the blade. It's a challenge enough just to use the blade, much less only part of it on your face. Black pepper is definitely coming out. Pick it up without a problem. I think I got a little long one there, needs to be trimmed up. Sometimes those hide from me. Excuse me. All right, here we go. Straight Gold Shave, Gold Dollar 300, and you might be able to see there's some labeling right there on the face of the blade. Looks like it's etched in there, so in other words, it probably shouldn't, how you say, come off over a period of time. about like everything else, the preference on the edge, varies from person to person. I seem to do okay with Frank's edges. I have a damp towel over here on the side where I'm wiping the shaving cream, which is pretty nice that you can do that. That way your sink water stays a little bit cleaner. I am trying to focus because like I say, it's been a while. I go in these cycles from time to time where I'll spend more time doing like shavette shaves or straight razor shaves. Part of it has a lot to do with what all I got going on in between work and home. I guess you might say life. Sometimes things can be a bit more stressful, so that might dictate what kind of shaver I use. Now there's from time to time it'll come up where some folks will get in a discussion about gold dollar razors, and that's probably not going to be visible on the camera, but it would not be uncommon that there's a little bit of heavy wear after honing on the spine back here. Reason being is because the geometry is probably off just a bit. So the conversation about the value of gold dollars, I got a link down below to Strike Gold Shave. Frank's got some razors there. You can pick up a razor for just under what, 30 bucks, right around the $30 range, 28.50, something like that. And of course, the prices do go up from there. But you can pick up a inexpensive straight razor that's already honed, ready to be used. That's pretty inexpensive to start out with. That way you can kind of get the idea of whether or not straight razor shaving is for you or not. Without spending a whole lot of money. In other words, spending near $100. In other words, it just really depends on what your pain point is when you're starting out with something new, how much you want to spend. My technique of straight razor shaving is very similar to a shavette in that I typically just do the with the grain and against the grain, and for me that's usually pretty good. I have a spot right through here that sometimes I need to catch, and I usually will use a DE or an injector or whatever I just happen to have handy. And if you're just starting out, there's not a problem with doing. In other words, don't think you got to go full on with the shave with a straight razor or shavette. You can, in other words, do little by little, learn at your own pace. And there's different methods of you learning how to use a straight razor. And for me, yes, I did go whole on, but I'd already been shaving with shavette shit, so I had a little bit of experience about angle and pressure and things of that nature. For me, the biggest adjustment is the length of the blade, and that does take a little bit to get used to if you're used to a shavette. But once you get used to it, it's not too tough. As goes to what do I use for a strop, I have a few. I've been tinkering around with the idea, how to use them, when to use them, so on and so forth. And a few years back, I was able to catch Parker strops on sale at Grumatorium for I think like 40 bucks. And I picked up a couple. And why did I pick up a couple? Well, for one, they were 40 bucks. Also know, since I'm relatively new, it is easy to accidentally cut a strop. So that's the reason why I got more than one when it was on sale. But I do have a link down below to for Parker strops, which you'll have a nylon on one side and then leather on the other. And I also got a link to Keith's Etsy shop where he's got assortment of leather strops as well as linen. And if you're looking for a fire hose strop, he's got some of that too. Now I do have a linen strop, fire hose strop, got both of those. And the one thing I have figured out with the linen strop, if you use a loop, jeweler's loop, and you happen to see a dramatic difference in how your blade looks, in other words, it needs to be realigned, in other words, the edge is a little wavy or something along those lines, I have found out that my cotton linen strop, it does a wonderful job of lining it back out within, what, maybe 5 laps of the strop, the linen strop. It does a fantastic job of lining it back out. Just, in other words, no work at all. Then after I get done with that, take it to the leather strop and I'm back in business. It just, it's a learning experience. It takes time. Some may prefer the leather strop over the linen. Some folks really do like the fire hose strop. The fire hose strop is, how can you say, aggressive. In other words, you won't have to take very many laps on the fire hose strop. It's not like my cotton linen that I got from Keith. Boy, howdy, it takes no time at all to line that edge right back out. I do shave, as you can tell. There's the blade there. Yeah, I use only one hand, and I know a lot of people use two. I cannot get used to that left hand. It is such a mental thing for me that it's just, for me, it's just easier to learn how to use one hand. It's so, that mental block is just so uncomfortable using the left hand. In other words, the shave was not comfortable. Did enjoy using the left hand, and it was just, for me, just much easier to learn how to use one hand. And if you're like me, there's really no rules as it goes for shaving for one hand. It's a lot like with two. You still stretch however you need to stretch. I know for some people, it's like, I don't know how you do it with one hand. Well, I don't know how you do it with two. It's just my preferred method. It works for me, and that's what's important. You do what works for you. Because, like I said, I can't use that left hand. It just does not work well, at least for me. We'll see what kind of stinging I'm going to have today. It's a little bit, when you're not, yeah, right down there. I thought maybe so. A little bit easier when you're taking your time and not talking, doing a video. Take some practice, in other words. Sometimes it looks easy when you watch somebody do a straight razor shave and they've been doing it for years and they whip one out, no problem with the quickness. For me, it takes a little bit longer. I need to do it more on a regular basis. For me, I'm wanting to find time in a very busy schedule as it is, just to learn how to hone. Right through there, like I said, I think it'll be all right. I mean, as it goes for standards, it's not but smooth by any means, but it's pretty close. But like I said, if you got a trouble spot like what I've got where it grows in a spiral, it's quick and easy. Just grab the DE or whatever, and I take a couple of strokes right there, and I'm done. I mean, I have no problem doing that. It's just a problem area right through there. It's been there for forever and a day, and it'll probably be there a lot longer. All right. I don't think you might be hard pressed, even on buy sell trade. Soap Smooth, especially if you're looking for a particular flavor. This one here, like I said, is lime soda. It will work well with this particular scent of black pepper and lime. It is, this scent to me is just spot on as goes for a lime soda. Should probably point out also, this is one of those aftershaves that if you just do decide to get one on a buy sell trade, that the you will have to give it a good shake before you use it. In other words, the essential oils and whatnot will separate from the rest of what's in the container, so that is something to keep in mind if you're interested in hunting down a Soap Smooth. Smells great this morning. I like lime. It works well for me. Like I say, I've got links down below. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay healthy, stay safe, and smooth shaves to you.